Hello everybody. Hello everybody. Playing around again with a live broadcast. Now it should be okay, but before we got some problems with it, so it cut off in the middle, which is a bit of a pain. So what I'm going to do is just to say hello, I'm going to make a call to the NHS non-emergency line. And some of you are probably already getting some whole moralistic story together of how terrible it is to call them and, waste their time, whatever that means. Okay. And I accept that is, definitely a viewpoint. If you're of the viewpoint that I shouldn't do this, then maybe just stop watching it now and, go and do something else. Otherwise, if you're watching it, then you're going to be getting some benefit out of it, which means you're part of it, kind of. So I'm going to be calling 111, the non-emergency helpline, NHS helpline. If you want me to say anything, if you want to interact, type some messages. Hello, love this channel. Hi Ash. I'm just about to call the NHS non-emergency line. So here we go. If you want me to say anything at any stage during the conversation, just type it.
111.
Type it in the thing.
Please press 9 to continue. There may be a short pause while we connect you to your local NHS 111
Hi
provider.
Mark, thank you. Hi Auto Tamiko. I won't be able to say hi once I'm on the
call is recorded for quality purposes.
Oh, it's
You will
recorded for
shortly be asked
quality
a series of
purposes.
questions, some of which may not seem relevant, but will help us provide you with the right care. An interpreter is available on request. Your clinical records may
Ask them
be
what's
shared
really
with any
going on.
service we refer you to and with your GP unless you request otherwise.
Hi
You may be
James.
contacted to participate in a survey as your views are important to us. Did you know you can now use the NHS 111 app?
Oh,
We sent you the link
you
now
can
to
do
download
the
it.
app.
If you are calling about someone other than yourself, you are under the age of 16.
Hope you're well. Yes,
Like
hi.
to use
Hi
the
Andy.
NHS 111 telephone
Hi Bradley.
service,
Yes,
please
I'm well.
continue to hold. Please stay on the line and your call
Hello
will be
Charles.
answered shortly.
Thank you for calling NHS 111. We are currently experiencing higher than normal demand for
Oh
the
yes.
service.
Hello. Yes, I'm a Maverick. Hi Nathan. Do you have a wife? Yes, I do. I have at least one wife. Next time, set up a reminder for live broadcast so we know you'll be alive. Yes, I know, but then I have to do that. Did you find my email, Lost in the Storm? No doubt. Okay, don't know. Who are you? So what else? Hello, Dave. Welcome to the show. We're calling 111.
Thank you for calling NHS 111.
Do you have a bike or has it been stolen? No, I still have a bike. What's with the black lines? What black lines? What? Oh, those on the screen. Basically, I'm going to be calling the NHS helpline and ask them and say to them that I think I might be paranoid, and I might be also that I may have ADHD, and some people say I might be a bit crazy. So I just wanted to know if they can get a quick diagnosis over the phone. Did you catch that? Do you have the app? No, I don't have the app. Are any of your family vegan? Yes, me and one of my children, and another one is kind of sometimes vegan.
You're speaking to Vanessa.
Oh, hello, Vanessa.
I'm taking the number you're calling from.
I see. The thing is, Vanessa, you've probably got the number that I'm calling from already. The thing is that I'm calling because...
Can I just stop you for 1 second?
Yes.
So the number you've called us from, if for any reason it's disconnected, it's okay for me to call you back on this number?
Yeah, you can call me back on that number, yeah.
Is this phone call regarding yourself or for someone else?
It's regarding myself.
And what's your date of birth, please?
Well, that's the problem, is that part of what I'm calling about is that I'm not sure whether I'm suffering from paranoia or not.
I just need to take out some details from you, if that's okay, and then we can...
No, I understand that. I understand. What's your name again, did you say?
My name is Vanessa.
Vanessa, that's right, Vanessa. Lovely name. Vanessa, it's not that it's the point is that I don't want to give you my details because I'm about to share with you that I'm questioning whether I might have some mental health issues, and I don't want it to go on my record.
Okay. So so when if you allow me to take down your details,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to go to your doctor's surgery.
No, but then it goes into I understand, but I'm a bit concerned
Okay.
putting it,
Okay.
you putting it into any computer. I don't really.
Okay. Okay, not to worry. Can I at least just take your first name then?
Yeah, of course you can. It's
Just so I
Danny.
know what to put. Sorry, Danny?
Danny. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
And can I just get your date of birth, Danny?
Uh,
So,
N-
or
no.
just your age.
Yes, I'm 50.
Thank you. Would you be able to tell me the doctor's surgery you're registered with, or?
Oh no. I'm not really registered with a doctor's surgery, and because I'm a bit concerned about how freely they give out drugs.
Oh, okay. And can you tell me where you are at the moment, just in case I need to send you directly to your nearest services or get you arranged for some help for you?
Where I am, I'm in my car at the moment.
Can you see any shops that you're nearby?
Shops.
Any shops that you're nearby, or any restaurants, hotels that you're maybe parked outside?
Don't. Why are you asking me that?
It's just in case I need to direct you to your local service or arrange for some help for you.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd rather just. I'm just rather just say I'm here where I am. I mean, I'm in northwest London. Is that good enough?
I need your exact location if possible, please.
Oh yeah, I can't give you that information because as I said to you, what I'm about to say is that share with you is that I've got some concerns about some of the ways that I think, because I think very differently to the way a lot of other people think, and sometimes I get accused of being crazy. So I thought I'd call up this number and find out if you can kind of give me some kind of diagnosis.
Okay, so unfortunately from our service we can't provide any diagnosis.
Right.
What we can do for you is to carry out an assessment to
Right.
advise you on the relevant and most appropriate level of help.
Yeah, I'd definitely like an assessment. That would be good.
Okay. And do you give our doctors permission to access your medical records if they needed to?
No.
Okay. So I'm now going to ask you some questions, some of which may not seem relevant to what you're going through, but in order for me to give you a safe and thorough assessment, I have to ask you these questions.
Right.
And just to clarify the symptoms that you've presented me so far, you mentioned that some you get accused of being crazy,
Yes.
and you're concerned if you're experiencing some paranoia.
Well, I don't know whether it's paranoia or just kind of good common sense not to give away details to anything that's related to government. I don't know if that's paranoia or whether that's just, actually just wise and cautious. It's just taking caution. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the last 30 minutes, have you been bleeding red blood very heavily?
No bleeding at all. I mean, I'm not quite sure why I would need to ask that question. I mean.
So in the assessment, like when
Oh
I
yes.
mentioned
Oh,
to you
yes.
that
Oh
some
yes.
of the questions may not seem
Yes.
relevant,
Right.
we're just ruling out potentially life-threatening emergencies, and
Right.
we can get to the mental health side of things that you're concerned with.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you been bleeding any red blood in the last half an hour?
No.
Okay. And if you put the palm of your hand on your chest, what
Yes.
temperature do you feel? Is it normal, warm, hot?
Yes. It's a really nice thing to do though, to put your arm on your chest. Have you ever done it yourself?
Not yet, sir.
You should try it. Try it now. Try it now. It's really it's just really self-affirming. Put your arm on your chest.
Okay. And what does your
We should all
chest
do
feel
that.
like?
What's that?
What does your chest feel like? Is it normal, warm, hot, or
Yeah,
cold?
I mean, it could be, I mean, do with a bit more firmness, to be honest. But, you know,
Okay, and what
I need to
temperature
kind of
do you
work out
feel,
more for
sir?
that. Oh, the temperature's fine, yes, as far as I know.
Would you say that's normal, warm, hot?
It's warm, nice and warm.
And have you ever been diagnosed with any sort of mental health problems in the past, sir?
Well, I mean, not officially. People have, you know, said things to me, but, you know,
Has a doctor or hospital specialist told you that you were suffering from mental health problems?
not a hospital specialist. No, this is
What about a doctor?
no, but then I've never kind of told the doctor about some of the
Oh,
things that I think about.
mhm.
You know,
Okay.
the doctor. I mean, that my doctor doesn't know that you know I don't trust anyone that has any connection with the government, for example. So the doctor doesn't know that. So
Okay. And have you been hearing voices, seeing things, or behaving strangely?
well, those are three different questions, aren't they? Have I been hearing voices? Well, I mean, yeah, I hear voices all day long. Don't you?
So have you been hearing voices that are telling you to do things that you wouldn't otherwise be doing? Any?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, oh God. Every day there's a voice, for example, that if I go past a shop, the food shop, and it like says, you know,
Okay.
have that cream cake. You know that voice? That you know that every day get me to do silly things like you know eat unhealthily or whatever.
Okay.
Is that
So have you?
is that not normal?
Uh, so these voices that you've been hearing while you're walking past the takeaway shop, okay?
Yeah.
Do you hear voices inside your head that's telling you to do things or making you behave strangely?
Well, I mean, I mean, don't all of us have voices that kind of make us behave? You know, what do you mean by behave strangely?
So, for instance, like, have you noticed that you're doing things that you would otherwise not be doing, that it's strange for you to do these things, or it's not normal for you? Hearing voices that are telling you to do things that you don't want to do, those kinds of voices.
Right. I mean, the thing is, the problem with your questions. I mean, they're fantastic questions, you know, but they're kind of they really do go deep, don't they? You know, what is the nature of thought itself? You know,
So,
is
is it,
what's is when you hear a voice in your head, what is actually going on? Is that is that a thought? Are you having a thought? Do you see what I'm saying?
okay, so these voices that you're hearing, are they from people speaking to you? Say, are these the voices that you're hearing from when you're walking past takeaways, or
Yeah.
are these voices from inside your head telling you to do things that you know you shouldn't be doing or you wouldn't be doing?
Yeah. Are they what? What about them?
Okay. Are these voices from inside your head, or you're hearing them from people in front of you?
Um, no, they're from inside my head. But then on the other hand, isn't everything inside my head? I mean, aren't you right now? You're existing inside my mind, aren't you? Really, I've never even seen you. So aren't where you actually exist for me is inside my consciousness or inside my head, right?
Okay. But okay. So how are you feeling at the moment? Are you feeling like you want to harm yourself or any?
Right now, I'm not feeling that, but kind of earlier on, I was like, um, I was sort of eating some quite unhealthy food, or I would consider as relatively unhealthy food. And so I would call that. So then I did want to harm myself on some level. Whenever I eat foods that are not of ultimate good for me, I am on
And
some
when
level wanting to harm myself. Yes.
okay. And when you wanted to harm yourself earlier on, what time was that? Was it like an hour ago, 30 minutes ago? Roughly how long ago?
It's about an hour ago.
Okay. And this was because you were eating some unhealthy food, and you feel like it's when you eat the unhealthy food.
Yeah. Now there were two other questions. Do I hear voices? What was see things? What was it again?
Or behaving strangely. So behaviour that's not the norm for yourself.
Right. I see. So you're defining behaving strangely as that which is not something that is
Normal
for
yourself.
myself.
That's out of the blue that you know you would normally not be doing or behaving this way for you.
Right. I see what you mean. Right. So I could be being very, very strange compared to everyone else, but if I normally do that, then that's not strange to me, right?
No, because I don't know you, so I wouldn't know how you normally behave or how you normally carry out your day.
Yeah.
So I need you to tell me if you've noticed that you're doing things that aren't normal for you to be doing.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I mean, I do. Yeah, I do quite a lot of strange things, but I do them quite a lot, so they're just normal for me. But there was one other question. Do I see things? Yeah.
Do you see things that aren't there?
Yeah, but how would I know they weren't there?
So do you see things that aren't there, sir?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you see things that aren't there?
Yeah, I'm saying, how would I know if they weren't there? Because if I saw them, then they'd be there for me, wouldn't they? So how would I know they weren't there? Do you know what I mean?
So for instance, you're looking across the street, you see someone that you think is there, but then you look again and there was actually no one there. So have you been...
Oh, I
feel
see.
like someone's watching you, but then there's no one watching you.
Right. Oh, I see you mean. So like I'd look somewhere and then a second later I'd look and they'd be gone. Is that what you mean?
So, how are you feeling at the moment?
How am I feeling at the moment? It's a really good question. It's such a deep question, though. It's that sometimes it's really difficult to even know what I'm feeling.
Are you at the moment?
If I was to ask, Vanessa, if I was to ask you, what are you feeling right now? What would you answer?
I'm feeling great, and yourself?
You're feeling great.
Mhm.
That's not. That doesn't really describe, the richness of feelings. Great is just the kind of general sort of judgment about what you're feeling. But like, what are you actually feeling, and where are you feeling that in your body? So it's a deep question, isn't it? So I don't know. It's a very deep question. Let me think about it. Can I just think about it? How I'm feeling? Let me just count to 30, and let me just have a quick think about like what I'm actually feeling. Yeah, 1 minute. Oh no, she's gone.
Okay, hello, sir.
Oh, hello.
Okay, so are you able to tell me where you are at the moment?
Why do you need to know where I am?
It's just in case we need to send you some help or send you to the nearest services.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm a bit worried, a bit paranoid that if I give you my location, you might send round someone and they might section me or something.
We don't send out any help without your permission. We always get consent before we have to send any help.
Right, I understand, but I told you at the beginning I can't tell you exactly where I am. I'm sorry, I don't need anyone to come round. I'm not feeling that bad. I'm feeling fairly calm, if that's what you need to know.
So you're feeling calm at the moment?
I'm feeling calm, but with perhaps a little bit of anxiety in my solar plexus. But that's, don't we all feel anxious on some level quite a lot of the time? I don't know. Do you?
So what I'm going to do for you, sir, I'm going to get you to speak to one of our clinicians from our service, okay?
Oh, we want to speak. Oh, great. So she's going to be a clinician, right? Got it.
I'll try to transfer you over to a clinician from our service now, okay?
Fantastic.
And if we do get disconnected while I'm transferring you over, just hang up and either myself or the clinician will give you a call back immediately.
Okay. So what? Okay,
So
fine.
please try to stay on the line for me, okay?
I'll stay on the line. Yeah.
Thank you.
A clitoris. Hello, everybody. I can speak to you now. She wants to take you prisoner. God, that would be awful. They know who you are. No, I've called them on my other phone. Tell them you've got ADHD. I have got ADHD. Befuddle a tiny little mind. Hello, everybody. I'm in the middle of a call to 111 non-emergency phone line to try and get myself, tested to make sure that I'm okay, if you know what I mean. You're a naughty boy. Call them on the mad phone. You're being tracked now, Danny. That's right. You probably am being tracked. They know exactly where this call's coming from if they wanted to. She's probably put it on alert. Oh, they've got a track, yeah. Oh dear. Oops.
Open on day one with Jordan Spieth, who, funnily enough, was talking up the Open.
Oh, I just cut them off. Sorry, guys. I just managed to cut them off. They're still recording, Danny. That's true. They are still recording. They're not anymore because I've accidentally cut them off. So I'm not sure we're going to be talking to them anymore. We'll have to see if they call back. Keep doing what you're doing, Danny. Hello, Danny has escaped his programming. Someone call a shrink. That's right, I know. Being held a prisoner around mad people on retard pills is the best answer, Danny. I'm reporting this to Interpol. Agent Smith from The Matrix is being dispatched. Get a job. Sane man says, get a job. Oh, I will do if you're sane. There's a police car behind you. You got to use Steemit. Yes, you have got to use Steemit. We've got to get into Steemit, guys. Guys, while we're waiting, you've got to get into Steemit, steemit.com or anything like that. Just get the hell out of this Facebook and YouTube. Start moving over, getting on Steemit. You get paid to watch and paid to post cryptocurrency, as far as I understand it. That is amazing. YouTube are ripping your asses with this whole thing. They're making. I'll tell you seriously, we got to get out of this YouTube as quickly as we can, or at least to transfer and slowly move over to the places that you need a tinfoil hat. Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Am I
hi.
speaking to Danny?
Yes, you are. Hi. Who's that?
Hello, it's Vanessa from the
Oh.
Integrated Urgent Care Service. We got disconnected there.
Yes. Thanks for calling me back, Vanessa. How are you doing?
You're more than welcome. I'm doing fine, thank you. And how are you right now?
Yeah, I'm okay, thanks. Good, really good, yeah.
Since we got disconnected, has your condition changed or worsened and how you feel?
Oh no, it's not got worse. I mean,
Okay.
I didn't miss you that much.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to still try to get you through to one of our clinicians, okay?
Yes, great.
And while I'm doing that, please don't hang up unless we get
No.
disconnected. And
No, sorry,
either
that was my
myself or the
mistake.
clinician. Not to worry. So I'm just putting you back on hold, and hopefully you'll be speaking to a clinician next, okay?
Yeah, just one last thing, right? Is it possible that they can track us from our phones?
Okay. We're unable to track patients using our systems.
Can you not?
So it's not, we're unable to track people.
Right.
Okay, so that's why it's more important for me to have you speak to a clinician at this moment.
Right.
Just so that they can advise you what you can do or shouldn't do.
Okay, so having said that, Vanessa, from one human being to another, do you think I'm paranoid?
I'm not sure what you're going through personally, so I've tried to carry out an assessment.
Yeah, what
So
do
in
you
order
think?
for me
What's your impression? As a fella.
I'm unable to give you any advice
Right.
personally, but what I can do for you is to arrange for the clinician to speak to you, okay?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to briefly put you back on hold.
Okay.
If any time we get disconnected, hang up and myself or the clinician will call you back.
Okay, lovely. Have a fantastic day, Vanessa.
And I hope you get to feel better soon and enjoy
Oh,
the rest of
thank
your
you.
day as well.
Yeah,
So
thanks.
just please hold the line for me, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, hilarious. Robots in disguise. I remember those heady clubbing days. None of us know what you're going through, Danny. You're bloody right. She sounds sweet. Paranoia is simply paying attention. The beeping is the sound of their sonar looking for you. I love you guys. You're really funny. I'm not sure you should speak to the clinician. Why not? These bloody... Oh, here we go. I'm not sure that's time away from someone who actually needs it. Now we're getting for this now. Now. When they ask if you hear voices, I dare say I hear the voice of men born in Africa telling me to stop talking and leaving the store now, please. Okay, everyone, just whilst we're waiting, we've got a comment here from Wacko Macco who says, I shouldn't speak to the clinician because that's time taken away from someone who actually needs it, right? What do you have to say about that, guys? I spent 9 days under Section 2. It was actually a good laugh. UK is being primed for communism, stage 1, complete of 4. What? Don't know what that is. Who needs it? IT crowd, you mean? Not sure what's going on there. She couldn't help you, let alone a real nut. Now, you see, the thing is, regarding the clinician, I think, firstly, what I'm trying to do is to highlight something about their system, about the way they operate, about the system itself, and I think it's okay to do that by taking up some of the time of the clinician personally. Have you taken something and what? Of course not. Charlie Veach, what about him? Like when you're going to shops, provoking, knowing full well you haven't broken a law, but the shop will phone the police anyway. In a couple of minutes, we'll all start to ring the NHS. Maybe you should. What is in this substance called meat? The police, the way you effectively waste police time. He doesn't like Charlie. Danny, what was the other streaming site you mentioned? Oh yes, no, Steaming. Steemit I mentioned, which is STEEMIT.org, I think, or .com or something. .org is a new social media type thing. It's not like as funky as Facebook, but you get paid in cryptocurrency to post there, and if people watch your posts or read your posts, and if you read other people's posts, you also get some of this cryptocurrency, as far as I know. And there's no possibility of censoring anybody or having algorithms and all this nonsense. When someone gets passed on and they treat mental health help, it is damaging. Can't spell Charlie without the lie. Charlie. Used to watch Charlie videos. I've actually met multi-dimensional beings. It is actually true. Stop questioning things. Why don't you just fit? Haven't you got a headache already? Work for the BBC. I need a good amount of cryptocurrencies. Well, you can get it free on Steemit. And you can also get some free off me if you send me an email. I'll tell you how. I'm envious of Chris. I work for a charity in Dorset, Danny, with people who need this type of service. Surely if you have inquiries about what they're doing or more philosophical issues, there are better ways to explore it. Sort that beeping out. Okay, sorry, I'll turn that down. Tell the clinician that you hate society and want to destroy the system. I like that idea. That's true. I'm going to do that. That's a great idea. No, I like that. I'm definitely going to say that. I'm going to give that a go. Now, what can someone please answer the question? Are there not better ways of doing this? There's always someone that says that. I understand that you work for these people, that's fine. And the truth about this, that my call is not going to actually, as far as I'm concerned, my call is not going to actually kind of affect the people who really need this, right? And what I do when I speak to these people is I also educate people about the calls and about 111, because we have used 111 quite often when we really needed it, and it was absolutely crazy the way they operate there. And they get all your information and they put it all in a computer, and then it's on your record, basically, kind of, unless you're really savvy. So you've got to be very careful. So I think, nothing's going to happen. Obviously, if you all call up now, all together and you all did this the whole day long, then that would be a problem. I'm not suggesting you do that. That's my response to you guys. You know, it's like, all right, okay, I'm very pleased that you care about the people that really need it, but don't worry, they're going to get, you know, it's not like that I'm going to be speaking to the only person that works at 111. It's all right. If I had value to what have we said here? Sorry. There is a better way. We should just all pray, and if God wants us to act upon our anger, always carry a baseball bat just in case. Conference call. I have a giggle. Yeah, conference call. Yes, we could definitely do a conference call. I think that's a good idea. It has a value which equates to real money, like stocks in a way. It can fluctuate or drop hard, but it's still worth money. You don't get good amounts of free crypto of any form. That's true. Split personality sketch. Thing is, you're questioning cause the people that deaf with effect. That's a waste of frontline care time, mate. Okay.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Could you just wait one moment, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, yes. Hello.
Hello, is that Danny?
Yes. Who am I speaking to?
My name's Daniel Youngwood. I'm a GP from 111.
Oh, you're a GP.
I am a GP. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You sound surprised.
Yes, I'm surprised that I would actually get to speak to a GP.
Okay, well, you are.
Great. How are you doing?
Can I ask? I'm all right. How about you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Okay, I don't know anything about you apart from you're called Danny and you're 50 years old. Is that correct?
Yes, it is, yes.
Okay, how can I help?
I don't know. I've got a whole lot of issues, but I suppose I don't know where quite to start. I've started seeing the world very, very differently over the past 7-8 years, you know, sometimes I think I may suffer from paranoia. I may suffer from various mental health conditions. And you know, and it's just kind of got to the point where I have a real kind of disliking of the system in which we live, and a huge distrust of it. So, so in other words, like when they ask me for my name and details, I didn't want to give you those because they're going to end up in a computer somewhere, and I don't trust anything that the so-called government have their hands in, whether it be education, health, or anything else for that matter. So I didn't want to give away any information that could, you know, that could identify me.
Right.
And
Okay.
you know, so I'm wondering, you know, is that paranoia, or is that just you know, just sensible caution, really?
Okay, fine. Well, why don't you tell me a bit more why you called, and then we'll discuss your issues one by one, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
I mean, so which part of the world do you live in, Adith? Am I able to ask you that?
Yeah, I live in northwest London.
Okay, fine. And are you working?
Am I working?
Generally, are you working? Are you unemployed? Are you just ask you a bit about yourself, so I can understand your background, where you're coming from?
Right. I don't know if I'd call it work, but I you know, I do some a bit to generate some money for my family. Yeah.
Okay, fine. And how long do you said you recently be seeing the world differently? How long has that been the case for?
I mean, it's been kind of gradually progressing over a number of years. It's just, you know, and it, you know, I just see I see so many things so much differently to the way that the majority of people see things. And as I said, to the extent that I want to destroy the system that we live in. It's just so twisted. I'd love to be able to find a way of destroying it so that we can start again and live together like decent, loving, caring human beings, and not being dominated by a bunch of psychopathic maniacs.
Okay. And I mean, how long? Okay. Right, that's been developing over several years, you said, right?
Yeah. But along the way, when I speak about these things in public, along the way, some people have accused me of being mad, and I've been accused of people by people not professionals, because I've never really been tested for anything, but I've been accused of suffering from ODD, for example. Are you familiar with that?
No.
It's oppositional defiance disorder. It's where basically
okay,
if someone kind of, I don't know if it's exactly this, but if someone tells me what to do, I almost automatically do the opposite.
I see, and that's not something you've been diagnosed formally with. That's saying what
No.
your friends and colleagues are saying, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
But but occasionally, people do think I'm a little bit unusual. That's for sure. But and I don't know whether I'm suffering from paranoia, or whether for example, the way I kind of. On one level, I know that everything's inside my own mind, and so I've created everything in my own reality. And on another level, I kind of view those people who call themselves government as the most unbelievably dangerous psychopathic maniacs that are walking on this planet. And so it's strange being in a world where most other people seem to think that they're just decent people trying to help us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's difficult to know.
Having thoughts of aggression or violence towards anybody?
Have I ever had any thoughts of aggression or violence towards anyone? Of course I have. I mean, how everyone has thoughts about violence, and don't you?
Well, what's the point? Well, not really, but I mean,
What, you've never had a violent thought towards your parents, your wife, if you've got one, your children, your mother, your father, your friends, certain people?
No.
Really?
Not
You've
really,
never had the thought,
no.
I'd love to smack him one? Really? Never in your life? You'd never thought that?
Not amongst my closest.
Wow.
But in any event, there's certainly a difference. I can understand why there might be a difference between vague thoughts just like that and actually concrete thought of doing something to somebody. Have you ever had anything a bit more concrete about or
right?
planning to do something?
I mean, so this is where my paranoia comes in, Daniel, because for example, I think that Tony Blair is responsible for the death of millions of people. I'd love to have his neck ringed. I'd love to have him, I'd love to have him taken away and locked up for the rest of his life. Is that a thought of harming someone?
Okay, but would you ever act on that?
Would I have
planned that?
Would I ever plan it? See, the thing is, would I ever plan that? I mean, I haven't, right? But maybe we should all plan these things. When Adolf Hitler was around, what happens if you'd have had thoughts then to knock him off? Would that make you crazy?
Okay. So, do you have a doctor of your own, Danny?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
And you've chosen not to discuss it with him.
Yeah, because unfortunately, my doctor works for the government, and however good he is, he's still under their influence, and as I say, I regard them as very nefarious group of people.
What does that mean, working for the government, in your opinion?
Well, that means they get paid from money that's been what I would describe as extorted from the people, and get paid by government bodies. So if you get paid by the government, then you are hugely under their influence.
So what would you think? What would happen if you spoke to your GP about the way you feel? What are you concerned with? What do you want might happen?
Well, I'm concerned that he might refer me, and then he might refer me, and then he might have me medicated. And maybe even if it got that crazy, maybe even sectioned, but medicated, definitely he could. I'm concerned.
He can't medicate you against your will, you know that.
Well, yes, I know he can't medicate me against my will, but I guess he might be quite persuasive, and he could also put things down in my notes, that would affect me adversely, because once the information is on a computer and anything to do with the government, goodness knows where that information can go and how it can be
Okay,
used.
well, I am to disagree with you about what that information goes. There are strict laws defining where things can go, and certainly, according to the law, and you can look it up yourself in the GFC, no one from the government has the right or the ability to look in your records.
Okay, but hold on a second. Hold on a second, Daniel. Not even the most basic, not it's like anyone who's watched anything, on telly and has got a basic sense of, sense knows that the people in intelligence, the people at the high up of the chain, the law is not for them, right? They don't go by that law. Right? So information can be used against you in the future if it's held on a computer, because there are people that act outside of the law, right?
Sure, there are people outside, there are people who act outside of the law all the time.
Exactly.
No matter where they come from.
No, I agree with you, but
Okay.
I agree with you. But the people in the intelligence unit services, they act outside of the law, and there's no one that can stop them, right? So that's quite different.
So you painted yourself into a bit of a corner then, Danny, because you're asking me, may you suffer from irrational paranoia or not, which is the question
Right.
you asked me towards the beginning.
Yes.
But there's no way of helping you solve that question, because you're ironically paranoid about your GP, or any GP for that matter, right?
Well, I'm not saying I'm paranoid, but I guess I felt like calling you in the first instance because I could do it completely anonymously. So I know that other than tracking me down from the number, I can do this anonymously, and we can talk, and be interesting to know what you think without me telling you, too much about where I am or what my date of birth is. Which is frankly irrelevant, really, isn't it?
Yes and no, but let's carry on talking then, if that's all right.
Yeah.
I just want to figure out a bit more about, because you've asked me the question, could this be something that's medically relevant or not? So let's clarify that a bit more. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So 1 second. So you talk about, you clearly have a huge amount of hatred towards government, right?
I wouldn't say I have hatred. I would say it sort of goes from.
Or psychopathic maniacs are the words you use.
Yeah, that it's kind of more. It's more like a disgust. Yeah. But then it moves. It moves from disgust to laughter, because it's all just a construct. So it's not. I know in the back of my mind, I kind of know that they're not even real. There's just like a bunch of people that pretended that they're in authority. I mean, even you as a you answer the phone. You're a doctor, yeah. On the one hand, it was nice to hear that I'm with someone who's obviously clearly very well educated. And on the other hand, you're not really a doctor. That's just a made up idea. Yeah. So.
I'm sorry, you did the line correct. I'm not really a doctor, but.
No, you're not really a doctor. I mean, you're a doctor, but the whole idea of a doctor is just someone made up this category of people and called them doctors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So so to say I hate the government is silly, because the government isn't real. It's just an idea. It's an idea in the mind. I just think it's a really, really stupid idea that a lot of people, including myself up until 10 years ago, were quite happy to almost worship and allow them to have magical powers. So it's not so much I wouldn't say I hate them. I can get sometimes I can get very passionate about, because I do regard them as some of the absolute dregs of society, but I kind of hate them because they don't really know. A lot of them are kind of so lost in it they don't even know what they're doing, I think. So I don't know about hatred. That's a very strong term.
Okay, fair enough. So I mean, how does that affect your ability to work day to day? If you've had these thoughts for 10 years, you mentioned now. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you function?
How do I function?
I mean, you're clearly a very distrustful personality. That's what I'm picking up from you. Okay.
Well, I'm not. The thing is, I'm not a very distrustful personality in some situations. So, for example, I trust my wife, I trust my children, I trust people around me. I'm very, I've got some wonderful family. I trust them. So it's not like I'm just not trusting of everyone. I just don't trust. I suppose I would say in the whole, I don't trust the kind of hierarchical structures of authority. I have a huge distrust of authority. So much so, I would say, Daniel, that I would ask you. I mean, do you have a problem with authority?
Not massively, no.
Right, and I would say that I personally.
That's what I think is irrelevant here, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I think what everyone thinks is relevant, isn't it? Really, but
my discussion, talking to you in the role of a doctor, is irrelevant.
Yes.
What I think of, what my opinions are of authority, etc.
Well,
you asked me a specific question about your thoughts and whether that might be abnormal or not, and I'm just trying to clarify that.
Right. No, I get that. Now, the reason why I asked you is because my problem with authority is so great and so deep that I even have problems with people, on inverted commas, who don't have problems with authority, because that is to me, people who don't have problems with authority are the most dangerous people of all in our society. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I have what I would describe as a healthy distrust, but maybe it's unhealthy, right? But I have a healthy distrust of anybody in any hierarchical system, including you, because you're in a hierarchical system where you have been taught by these people who are above you, who you were always taught to have, respect for almost without question. And that structure is a very corruptible structure. So that's what I would say is my relationship with authority. How I go about everyday life is, well, I mean, I've got a fairly busy life, and I don't have all that much time. I've got quite a lot of time, to think about these things. And in my everyday life, I people who are not in a relationship of authority over me, I do not have a problem with.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what do you talked a lot about what people around you, your wife and kids, what do they make of you and the way you think, especially over the last few months?
Right. What do my wife and kids think? I don't know. My wife kind of whatever. She kind of tolerates it. She's probably I don't know. She probably doesn't know herself. And the kids are kind of, they're embarrassed of me, but which kid isn't,
Okay.
And I think the kids get used to anything. I think they'd probably question whether I'm, mad or not. I think they'd probably question that. But then loads of I would question the sanity of my own parents. My own parents were, in some ways, they were lovely people, but in some ways I think they were, from my point of view, really sort of a bit mad.
Right. Okay. Okay. Do you ever feel? I'm starting off some fairly standard questions that might be completely inapplicable to you, Danny, and that's fine.
So why are you asking them?
Because you've asked me a question about whether you could be unreasonably paranoid or not. That's the bottom line, isn't it? That's the reason you phoned today.
Oh yeah. But why bother asking me questions? You're a doctor. You can just.
Questions. I'll ask a couple of questions. You
Okay.
can go on, and that's completely all right.
Okay, fine. Yeah, go on.
Do you ever get the feeling that the government or other people are actually physically interfering with your thoughts? For example, specifically putting thoughts into your head.
Oh wow, that's a great question. Oh, what a brilliant question. Do I ever think the government is deliberately putting thoughts in my head? Absolutely. The government is deliberately putting thoughts in all our heads. Have you? Let me ask you a question. Have you ever read the Evening Standard? Have you even looked at the front page of the Evening Standard at any time between now and the past 4 months? No, you've never seen the front page. You've never seen the front page. You've never even seen it in someone else's hand.
No.
Right?
No, I don't read it.
Well, okay, good. Well, just to let you know that for those people who live in London and who work outside and go on the tube, right, you can't not see the front page. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Right? And
Okay.
so that and anybody that's seen a front page is reading the work of George Osborne. He is the editor of that paper. So absolutely, the government, of course, that's the only way they stay in power. That's how they stay in power. Do you know what the meaning of the... Excuse me. Whilst you ask me the question, 1 second.
Let me finish the question.
Just 1 second. You asked me the question. I'm asking you a question. Do you know what the word government means? It means mind control. Govern means control, meant mind. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're talking about having thoughts come into your head through newspaper headlines and creating bias through media, right?
Absolutely.
That's the example. That's not entirely what I'm thinking of. But I'm thinking more an example. Almost like a kind of mind control? Do you feel something beyond that, something a bit stronger? Actually, your thoughts are being read by the government or being put into your head by government.
My thoughts are being read by the government because many of my thoughts, right? I put that. But because a lot of my thoughts I put down on emails, I put down in WhatsApp. I then get adverts coming up for the things I'm talking about with my wife. So I think they are. I mean, the government are just a huge business.
That's not the same. You're worried maybe they're hacking into your mails or what have you. I'm saying, are they actually reading your mind? Not reading your mails. Do you ever worry they're actually reading your mind? That's a very different thing.
Do I ever worry they're reading my mind? That's not really the question you asked in the first place, is it?
That's what I intend. No, I asked two questions. One is inserting thoughts into your mind. I'm also asking you, do you think they're reading your mind as well?
Do you think
not from reading your mails, but do you feel they have the ability to read stuff that you haven't committed to writing?
Right. Oh, I see. That I've literally, you mean that I've thought, I haven't even said, right?
Yes.
I haven't said,
yes.
Right. Because, of course, they're recording calls as well. So, so that the things I haven't said, I don't really think that they're doing that. No, not the things that I've thought. I mean, no. Oh shit. Oh, hello everybody. The cast just stopped, and then hold on 1 second. Hold on, he's calling back. Hold on. Hello? Hello? Yes, hi. Sorry, I don't know what happened there.
Okay, so go on. Please carry on.
So, no, I don't think that they have the technology to read our thoughts yet. I'm sure they will. I'm sure that if they want... I'll tell you something, though, right? And then you can put this into your computer and see if I'm paranoid, yeah? If they could, they would, because that's the type of people that they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, that's completely understand what you're saying. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So you feel like the government is controlling the media, and through that, they're controlling the way you think, or way other society, I should say, thinks. Yeah. Right.
Correct. Yes.
And you're concerned as well that government basically have a free reign over all communication, so they can read what people are right. Okay.
Of course they do.
I understand what you're coming from, Danny.
Right.
Okay, fine. And do you have any trouble with sleep?
Do I have any trouble with sleep? No.
No?
No.
Okay, you sleep well?
Yeah, pretty good at it right now.
Okay, how about appetite?
I have a problem with appetite. I do, yes. I have this huge appetite. It's just, I have a real problem with that.
Okay, in what respect? You eat too much?
Yeah.
Okay, but no lack of appetite, I guess. Okay.
No.
Is your physical health good?
Yeah, it's pretty good, yeah.
Okay, do you have no medical problems that you're aware of?
No.
Okay. You don't take any regular medications for anything?
No.
And how would you describe your mood? Would you say you suffer from depression?
I don't know. It's difficult to know. What do you mean by depression?
Feeling low, not enjoying things as much, about family time or other things that you would have previously enjoyed?
I wouldn't say not the other things that I've not previously enjoyed, but, there are times when I feel sad and times I feel low and times when I, find it difficult to see things positively, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How do you view the future for yourself?
How do I view the future for myself?
How do you see yourself in the future? Yeah.
I don't really spend too much time doing that. I'm trying to be present in the moment now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you worry about your children?
Say that again?
How do you see the future for your children?
Again, I just try and help them be with the present moment. Mm-hmm. I mean, I suppose I see the future. It'll be lovely if everybody realised that the government were actually basically a bunch of pirates. and that we did away with them, or put them on an island with all the other governments, sort of thing. That'd be quite nice.
Okay, fine. It's hard for me to make a judgment, really, as to how rational or not. I think, it's a question of degree often with these things, isn't it? Like, as many people have distrust of the government, but wouldn't say it's as extremely as the way you feel, for example. Okay? Does that mean you have a mental illness or not? It's hard for me to judge. I think, people are entitled to their points of view.
Right.
It doesn't sound like your point of view will lead you to physically want to harm anybody, right? You have disgust, as you said, but not actual desire to harm anybody. Sorry, plan to hire somebody physically who's in front of you. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think it's true. I haven't really haven't got any plans. I'm kind of it's just that my personal preference is to kind of make fun of it all, because it's all so mad. So I'm more into that than physically. I can't be. The other thing is that, of course, they've got all the weapons. So do you know what I mean? What chances have we got?
Right. Okay. It's a shame I can't persuade you anyway to talk to somebody more professional on a face-to-face basis.
Right. Well, I might go. Maybe I could go to a private counsellor. Maybe.
I think that's reasonable, because
Yes.
they're in a way, they can make a judgment call a bit more. They'll have more experience than I do, and when you talk to somebody face-to-face, it's actually much easier to clarify your question.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Because it's difficult for me to do it on the phone. So my first impression is that I wouldn't call this a mental illness.
Right.
I'd say extreme views. As I said, I'm okay with people with extreme views as long as it doesn't physically harm the other.
Right.
I think that for me is one of the red lines. And from listening to what you're telling me, and we have talked for some time, that's what I'm hearing from you, undoubtedly, not the person who's physically violent towards anybody, or having concrete thoughts of being physically violent to somebody named in front of you, kind of thing, or in your immediate surroundings.
Right. Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess the question is, what is paranoia and what is fear and what is, a reasonable sense of fear. I see people around me, for example, that are frightened of terrorism. I think to me, that's an absolute...
Oh, sorry, I missed what you said there, Danny. So what's that?
There are loads of people who are frightened of terrorism. But
Sure.
they're only frightened of terrorism because they've been subject to government mind control about what terrorism even is,
Right.
So I think it's a joke to be frightened of terrorism. I think the people who are frightened of terrorism are suffering from paranoia.
Okay, so that's a different point of view from yours,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I guess so,
okay. I would try and see a private psychologist or counsellor, just
All right,
for a
great.
consultation, okay? And if you can, I understand that you want to preserve your anonymity as much as possible, and if you could do that while seeing a private psychologist, then that would be great, okay?
Great.
And is that okay with you, Danny?
That's great. Thank you. You've been really kind and helpful. Thank you very much. I appreciate
It's a
it.
pleasure.
Okay.
Good evening, afternoon, I should say. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye. And the funny thing is that I think I know the guy. I know the guy. And he's going to find out that it's going to when he watches this. Oh, I'm sorry, Daniel. It was really kind of nothing personal. You did fine. I hope you don't mind. It's all part of it. £500 an hour. Okay, I'll be your psychologist. Hi, this may be heaven already. Not all GP pill pushers are crazy times. Danny, you are an extremist. This doctor definitely reads the Evening Standard. Can you go to a GP without giving your details? Don't know. No, I don't think you can, actually. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being part of this. I'm going to finish it off now. It was far too long. And my pleasure for all the entertainment over the years. As you know, I love it. I must get out of the place and on my bike and get my megaphone out. Otherwise I might go crazy and then have to call back. I'm a paranoid schizo and proud. Hello, thank you. It's official, Danny. You are sane. Funny, Danny. Take care, Danny. Good work, Danny. Thank you. Post more videos. Thank you, everybody. It's so lovely to have you here. Love you all, except the people who have bad comments. Don't like you. No, I'm just kidding. I love you all, even if you make nasty comments. I got my megaphone out for you, Danny. Look up Hendrikus G. Loose patents. What? Oh, so okay, yeah. I don't know. Look up something or other. Hugs, respect, Danny. I love what you do normally, Danny, but you were way off piss this time. Hope you learned from it. Oh, really, Wacko Macko. You can't disagree with me. How dare you? Anyway, love you. Thank you, Streetwise. See you. Allow me to end this call before you tell me something I can't unhear. Bye.